Hey everyone, how are you doing today? I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful day. It is time to shop my stash. I always have fun doing this. If you have never seen a shop my stash video before, this is where I go through my own collection and I pull out some products that I would like to focus on for the next amount of time I decide on. Lately I've been doing about a month. In the past I've done a shop my stash every 2 weeks. This is just a really effective way to rotate through all my makeup. Nothing gets left behind, and it's also a really effective way to find things I want to declutter. So things just aren't left laying. Everything gets used throughout the year. I love doing this project for this. So anyhow, I will show you all the things that I am putting away, and I do have a couple declutters this time. That doesn't always happen, but I do have some this time. And then I will show you all the stuff that I'm pulling out for use in the month of June and beginning of July. So first, before I start, I have to tell you I'm drinking Earl Grey tea. It's so good. You guys see me drinking Earl Grey all the time. It's a happy place for me. If you're new to my channel and you're like, what just happened? I do have a tea of the day every day. I try to switch it up, but sometimes I have to go back to the old basics. Okay, let's talk about things that I'm putting back into my collection from last month. So first, my palette of singles that I curated, there's an empty spot in here because I had my Panel's eyeshadows, little shadows stuck in here. So I took those out. No spoilers. So I loved using this. I think I even have some pictures. I will try really hard to find them, using these beautiful lilac tones and also even these yellows. I had a couple really nice compliments while wearing this like yellow shimmery top coat from Glam Shop. Like, people seem to really like that one. I don't often get comments on my makeup, but I did when I was wearing that shade. And this was just a super fun little palette to use. I used every single shade, some more than once, and I just loved rediscovering these little shadows again. These toppers from Glam Shop, the super shimmery, fun, like mermaid, like shimmer type products. I do have to use a glitter glue when I use those, or they end up all over my face. And I have to use a very small amount, and I have to very carefully press it in my eyelid. So those are some tips if you're struggling with some of these Glam Shop shadows staying on your eyes. Sometimes even doing those things, I end up getting a lot of fallout. This month, doing those things, they managed to stay on my eyes, so I was really happy. Glitter glue, very little product, and a pressing motion, never sweeping. So anyway, these products are all going back into my collection, and I'm going to pull out some different shades that I want to be using for next month. My Norvina palette. I had told you last month that I feel like I've been neglecting this palette, and I really wanted an opportunity to kind of fall in love with this palette. It hadn't really happened yet. Well, it happened. I didn't get to reach for it as much as I wanted, but when I did reach for it, I had a really good experience. I really enjoyed, I think it was just one look that I made with this palette. I would like to keep it out longer, but I think I'm going to put it back so I can rotate some other things in. But now I'm even more excited to reach for it again. This needs to come out again soon. And yeah, I really did enjoy my look with this palette. I had also pulled out my Kaleidos Lunar Lavender palette. I haven't had a chance to use this yet, so this is going to stay out into the next rotation. So I did not mention this in my Shop My Stash last month, but I needed to pull out a more matte. I wouldn't call this like super matte, but more matte than a lot of my glowy foundations, just for filming. I like reached a point where suddenly my skin was looking so glowy on screen, and so I had to pull out my summer filming foundations, and that for the month of end of May, beginning of June, was the Believe Beauty foundation. This is really pretty. Like, every time I use it again, it's like I rediscover it. It is a beautiful foundation. It's incredible that it's only $5. The thing is with it, you have to go in store to buy it in Dollar General. You can't buy it online, which is frustrating. If you're wondering what my shade is, it's Delicate Ivory, and I think they've renamed them, so I think it's just Ivory now. But in any case, really nice for filming, really pretty. But this is going back into my collection. I will pull out a different one. The highlighter I pulled out last time, I couldn't help but wear it again today because it's just so stunning. This is MAC, the skin finish, hang on, the Extra Dimension skin finish. There we go. This is Double Gleam. This has been a popular product for a really long time. I snagged mine at TJ Maxx. If you guys happen to see it there and you love a good glow, it's really good. It's really good. It's a baked gelée formula, so it takes a really long time to even show any progress, but you can see where I've been putting my brush in here. So I'm like, yay, I'm finally actually showing that I've been using this product. You need very little. It doesn't leave sparkles, just a fairly intense glow. This is like a very little sweep of it across my cheekbones, and it's just gorgeous. That's going back into my stash. I had pulled out some cream eyeshadows to use from MAC Vintage Selection, the paint pot. I enjoyed that. It's a very understated shadow. I feel like it's nice when you just want a little something on your lids, a little tiny bit of something. This is quite nice. And I did pull out my Natasha Denona Chroma Crystal Top Coat in the shade Peach. I think it's just plain peach. Yeah, peach. Whew, very good. This is kind of similar actually to what I'm wearing on my lid today. This is one of my favorite lids. This is one of my favorite shades ever to wear on my lid, especially in the summer. I'm sure I'll be pulling this out again. But for now, they're both going back into my stash. Bunch of lip products I had pulled out for the month. I was really trying to push myself and use some colors I don't use very often just because it's that time of year when I should be wearing bright coral lips if I can pull it off. And I actually discovered that I really don't mind this Undone Beauty one. This is the shade Velveteen. This is the one, I have a quick swatch it for you, where I was like, I don't know if I can stand this on myself. Like, I really thought it was too bright, but with the right outfit and the right makeup look, see there, it doesn't even look that bright at all. And it turned out really nice. I did enjoy it. This is the matte talk version of their lip product. So it's nice and matte. It's sheer, so you can build it up if you want. I enjoyed that. Quite nice. I won't go through every single one of these because I have a few of them. The only one where I was like, oh, the only one I didn't use was this one. So I'm going to put this back into the next rotation to use. This is the ColourPop Blotted Lip. The Ultra Blotted Lip in the shade Doozy. So this is staying out for the next rotation. All the rest of these, however, I did use, so they're going back into my collection. I'm really on the fence about this one from Honest Beauty. I don't want to swatch it because it's a liquid lipstick and it will stain my hand, but it's the shade Happiness. One of my friends assured me, she's like, no, it looks really pretty. It's a really pretty color. And I don't know, it's just super bright. I'm not used to it on myself. But for now, I'm keeping it. It's staying in my collection. All these are getting put back. So you're probably wondering what products I'm decluttering. Well, it's in the blush category, which is very, very surprising. You know how much I love to hang on to my blushes. But the first one is this one from Dome Beauty. I'm decluttering it just because I think either my taste has changed in blushes or it's actually started to go bad. And interestingly, this one from Dome Beauty, it's the shade English Rose. It does say 6 months for a date on this, which is crazy for a powder product. Usually it's like at least 12 months, if not 18 months or 24 months. So I guess it is possible it's actually gone bad. I just noticed that it's not, it's more choppy on my cheeks than I remember. But this particular shade I've been hanging on to because I adore this shade. I don't really have anything else like that in my collection. It's really, really beautiful. But I think it's time. I think it's time. I'm not going to want to be reaching for it if it's hard to blend. So this is sadly being decluttered. And the second one I'm decluttering is actually a Sydney Grace shade, which I don't like to declutter my Sydney Grace stuff because it's an indie brand. I really like to support indie brands and I love Sydney Grace. But this particular shade I really struggle with. Well, no, okay, I don't, that's kind of a harsh way of putting it, but this is the shade Belle of Georgia. It is a matte peach blush, and I find that I just never ever reach for it. When I say I struggle with it, I just mean that I struggle reaching for it. I have other peach blushes that I prefer over this one. It's just not one that I reach for ever, and the only time I reach for it is when I make myself in like a Shop My Stash, which I try to have a very curated collection where I look at every single product. I feel that little happy heart feeling of, ooh, I love you, and ooh, I love you. I don't like seeing a product where I go, oh yeah, you're fine. So if I feel like when I bought a product, I feel like, no, someone else might enjoy it more. So again, I'm going to be passing along this shade Belle of Georgia from Sydney Grace. All the rest of the blushes I had pulled out in last month's rotation made me very happy. I'm wearing this one today, just a little bit of pop on my cheeks, and the rest of it's like a bronzer and like a neutral liquid blush. But this is the ColourPop Heart Blush in the shade My Type. This one for some reason has not been brought back into stock. I don't know why. They keep restocking the heart blushes, but not this one. And this one I feel like would be very popular because right now this shade is in. People are really into the super like bubblegum pink blush right now. I don't know, they need to bring it back, but I really enjoyed that. Again, I like to wear it, like I said, just a tiny bit, apply it on the apples of my cheeks, and I usually use it in conjunction with another really neutral blush. Anyway, that's going back. Glossier Cloud Paint in the shade Beam. I did use it, but I want to use it some more, so I'm going to keep it out into my next rotation. My Nude Sticks Intense Matte Lip and Cheek Pencil in the shade Belle. I used it. It was beautiful. I really, really enjoyed this. I think this is a great matte cream formula. Really, really good. That's going back into my collection. My blush from Beauty Pie is going back into my collection. Super pigmented. Every time I use this, it's always like, whoa, whoa, whoa. It's very, very pigmented. You need very little. This is the shade Bare Blush. And this one from Neutrogena, I'm gonna keep this one out as well. I really like it for this time of year, so I'm just gonna keep it out for a little while. This is the Healthy Skin Blush in the shade Rosy. Okay, now let's talk about all the products I'm pulling out for the next rotation. Ooh, I'm so excited about this little bit of makeup. Okay, let's start with eyeshadows. So I am gonna pull out some single eyeshadows. I decided not to do a full 9-pan this time. I'm gonna be doing a lot of traveling, and I don't know if I will be able to get to all these things. A lot of this I will not bring with me. I don't want to lose it. I don't want it broken. You know how it is. So I don't know if I'll get a chance to get to everything. So I'm trying not to pull out too much. But these are the shades I'm pulling out for the next month. Yes, they're all in that same beautiful golden champagne toasty range. I love this. So this over here is actually the Kaja Bento box in the toasted caramel. Yeah, toasted caramel range. So I will quick swatch that. All right, so those are the 3 shades in the Kaja toasted caramel bento box. If you have never tried the Kaja shimmers, they really are something special. They create like ultra wet looking lids, super fine micas and glitters in there, so there's no like highlighted texture, just a very glistening lid. They're very pretty, very soft. Looking forward to using that. Along the same lines, like almost exactly the same texture, I'm pulling out another shade from Glam Shop. This one, oh boy, Glam Shop is from Poland if you guys are unaware, and a lot of their shades I can't pronounce, so I will just link to it, okay? So you can see what it is. But this is another one of those super wet looking, soft, glistening, mermaid eye type colors. This is just a like champagne-y color. Look at it. So pretty. From Devinah, I'm pulling out the shade Erratic. I only have a few shades from Devinah, and this is one I feel like I haven't really used a whole lot, so I'm interested. That one's definitely like metallic. That's not at all shimmery. That's more of a metallic shade. Really intense, very pretty. And then I'm super excited about this last shadow. This is from Nabla. This is the shade Water Dream, and it is one of the most beautiful wet lid shadows. Obviously you guys can see where I'm at right now with the shadows that I want to wear. Oh, that is Nabla Water Dream, and just all of these will be very easy to reach for, and I know I'm going to enjoy them immensely. So that's my little 6-pan that I'm pulling out. I also have a new palette to play with, so I think like I'm pre-filming this a little bit, so I think this video is gonna go up after my review of the Lorac Unzipped palette, the brand new unzipped palette that's out. I'm so excited about this palette. Rosy goodness, you know, it's what's popular right now, and you know that I'm always in for some beautiful rosy shadows. So I'm pulling this out for the month. I'm gonna pull out some cream shadows. This is new to my collection. This is from Weis. If you're like me and you're like, Weis is way too expensive, I'll never ever try it, I didn't realize that you can buy refills, and instead of the super expensive, gorgeous, but super expensive like metal packaging that they have for their products, you can buy like their little cardboard packaging, which makes it much more available to the rest for us to try. So the shade that I have is Ember in the cream eyeshadow. I have not yet tried this on my eye. I'm very interested to try it. It seems to be like a quite sheer cream shadow. So that is the shade Ember. And I'm also gonna pull out my Auric Duo. This is very underused in my collection. I need to use this more. So that's what it looks like with just the cream. If you haven't seen these before, there is a cream on the bottom, and then the topper shadow is here in the lid, like this. So the topper, when placed over the cream, like transforms it into quite stunning look. So there we go, look at that. This whole hand is sparkling from the swatches I did before. So anyway, that's the Weis shade in Ember. There's the Auric Duo, and that's all I'm gonna pull out for eyeshadows. Let's talk about blushes. So I did, purchase that one Weis eyeshadow. I also purchased one of their blushes, and I purchased it in a refill, so I didn't have to pay for the super expensive packaging. The shade I purchased is called Inner Glow. It's very different than anything that I have. I don't even know right now like how to explain what that shade even is. But that's the blush I'm very interested to try. I'm also gonna pull out my Milani Cream palette. You guys know how much I enjoy this. It weirdly gets mixed reviews. Not everyone likes it. I really do enjoy it. The blushes in here are more sheer. They're very melty to the touch. I think it's really nice. Let me quick give you swatches. Those are the 3 shades from the Milani palette. I'll probably be reaching for the first 2, not so much the berry shade this time of year. It's been a little while since I reached for that one, so I'm excited to use it. I'm also gonna pull out my Tower 28 Beach Please blush in the shade Magic Hour. Oh, I'm so excited to use this too. See, this is how I want to feel about all my blushes. Like, ooh, I cannot wait to use it. Super just excited. Oh, that's so gorgeous. I also pulled out my Bare Minerals Bounce and Blur blush. This is the hardest product to pronounce. The Bare Minerals Bounce and Blur blush in the shade Blurred Buff. Like, it's crazy, right? But this is a beautiful neutral shadow with a little bit of shimmer. Sorry, shadow, no, blush. So it looks like that right there. You guys know I like to pull out lots of blush. Still going on with the blush. I'm gonna pull out this Essence blush in the shade Befitting. It's been a while since I used this, but I know that I really enjoy it. It's still nice and soft. Really, really pretty. Oh yeah, that's so nice. I'm also gonna pull out my Inferno blush from Phytosurgence. Phytosurgence blushes are very, very pigmented. You need the tiniest, itty bittiest little amount. Try not to get too much on my arm here. But it is a beautiful, like, brick red, which is beautiful for like the sunburned cheek look in the summer. And then lastly, I'm gonna pull out my e.l.f. Putty Blush in the shade Tahiti. I'm going too far down my arm. I'm gonna put it up here. There we go. So that's Tahiti. Those are all the blushes I'm pulling out. Ooh, just look at that. It's beautiful. I'm also really excited about the highlighter I'm pulling out. This is my NARS highlight in the shade Fort de France. I don't speak French. I try to have the right accent when saying that because I feel like Fort de France just sounds so bad. But anyway, this is what it looks like. It is more on the golden side, but I don't have anything super, super gold. I would say this is like a golden champagne. So it looks like that. Swatch it over here next to these shadows. It is a really, really pretty highlighter. It's not as beaming as the one from MAC. It's a little more understated, but just as lovely in terms of not leaving sparkles all over your face and giving you a beautiful glow. Yeah, really excited to use this summer. I think I might be rolling this into a project. I might do that. Ooh, the foundation I'm gonna pull out for filming is the one that I'm wearing today. This is the Essence Pretty Natural Hydrating Foundation. I kind of stopped wearing this over the winter time. I wanted to use as hydrating foundations as possible. Even though this is called the Hydrating Foundation, I find it to be a little bit more, I don't want to say super matte because it's not super matte. Just in comparison to the rest of my very glowy foundations and BB creams, this is matte. Just in comparison to those. This is really nice for the summer for me. So anyway, this I am pulling out. Okay, now let's talk about lip products. I purchased Elisa Eldridge lipstick. So this is my very first one I'm ever trying from her. Look at this beautiful magnetic packaging. So pretty. Anyway, I got the shade Painterly, which this is not her like super opaque matte lipsticks. This is more of the sheer lipstick. So that's what it looks like, and that's what it looks like there. With that's several, you know, swatches there on top of each other. So I'm excited to finally try Elisa lipstick. I have been wanting to try one for a very long time. I'm also gonna pull out my Flower Beauty lipsticks. The shade Naked Blush is in the matte formula, and it is a very pretty soft pink. One of my oldest lipsticks from Flower, well, from in my whole collection, but it is from Flower. It's the shade Spiced Petal. This is the one that so many people talk about being a dupe for Charlotte Tilbury. The shades are close, but I would not call them dupes. And that is what it looks like there. I'm gonna pull out my e.l.f. Glossy Lip Stain in the shade Basic Beige. Looks like that. Man, next to those other shades, it looks almost orange, doesn't it? But it's not orange. I'm gonna pull out this gloss that I happen to be wearing today. I could actually use some more gloss and get a little bit more. This gloss is from Believe Beauty. This is their Georgia Peach blush. Sorry, not blush, lip gloss. And it's practically sheer with a little hint of peach. And then I have this sample from Ilia I want to try out. So this is their Balmy Gloss, the tinted lip oil in the shade Only You. And that is also a nice soft pink. So I think I'm set with lip products for the next month. And I believe that is everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. Are you excited about your makeup rotation for the next month? I know I sure am. I cannot wait to dig into these goodies and have some fun with them. I hope that you guys have a great day today, and thank you guys so much. again for supporting my channel. I really appreciate you being here, and I will see you very soon in my next one. Bye!